Last year when it was announced that The Witcher was going to be adapted for Netflix, everybody who was a fan of the game, specifically The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt, was excited to see what was going to be done with it. They were excited to see just who was going to play Geralt of Rivia and how exactly the game was going to be adapted. Let's be fair here. While there are 7 books in the Witcher series, everybody who was excited about the modern day adaptation pretty much wanted at least The Witcher 2 or The Witcher 3 adapted to the small screen. It just seems to make the most amount of sense. People are looking at this as a video game adaptation. They're not looking at it like it's a book adaptation. They're not looking at it like that at all. And why would they? Outside of Poland, in many circles, the Witcher series is not well known. But when it comes to the video game, especially with Wild Hunt having been released just over 4 years ago, people are still talking about it with how good it is. They're porting the game to the damn Switch, where it's going to be docked at 720p, and if you play it on the go, if you play it on the handheld version, you're going to get a whopping 540p resolution. I don't even know why they're doing it, but sure, it's a thing. But like I said, when it comes to the adaptation, people truly believe that it is going to be something based on the video games. And I hate to break it to you, it's not. According to the showrunner here, the Netflix series will never adapt the video games. I wouldn't say never, because here's the thing. Henry Cavill is Geralt of Rivia. Why is Henry Cavill Geralt of Rivia? Because Henry Cavill likes the game. During that whole brouhaha last year, when they were talking about, adapting it and they were rumoring who was going to be cast, Henry Cavill was pretty much up there. And he even said during a press junket for Mission Impossible Fallout that he had already completed the game, had just done his 3rd playthrough of The Witcher 3, like the full game, the 3 expansions included. Anyone who's played The Witcher, oh, you know how long that is. You know exactly how long that is. And Henry Cavill had already gone through it 3 times. So he's a huge fan of the game, a huge fan of the character and the mythos and the world. So it makes sense that he would be attracted to this kind of adaptation. But it also would make sense that he would be attracted to the adaptation that would adapt that particular game. But again, according to the showrunner here, it says that showrunner Lauren Schmidt-Hersich says fans should definitely not expect to mine the games for material, saying the extreme long vision is no, we will not start adapting the games. I can only attack one season at a time. I'm so excited for this one. The rest kind of makes my mind explode right now. If someone says what happens in season 7, sure, I have thoughts, fingers crossed, we get there. And look, I get it. There are 7 books in the series. That means there's 7 seasons of content there to adapt. And then once that's over, they could potentially move into the video game territory. But I think honestly, starting off with the book adaptations, maybe not the best idea. Maybe not the best past the first season. Do the first season, which is obviously going to have a lot about Geralt becoming a Witcher. That's clearly going to be defined. And the reason why I say that is because at the Comic-Con panel, Henry Cavill actually had to explain to 6,500 people just exactly what a Witcher was because they didn't know it. That is how obscure this is in regards to pop culture. Everyone's comparing it to Netflix's Game of Thrones. Is this going to be Netflix's Game of Thrones? No, you plebeian bastards. It's going to be The Witcher. It's not going to be the next Game of Thrones. It doesn't have that kind of political intrigue. It's not about political intrigue. It's literally, it has some, definitely. I don't want to say it doesn't, but it does. It's about a dude who hunts monsters for money and bangs a lot of women along the way. I'm summarizing it very, very surface level. But most people aren't going to know what it is. All right, you go into Game of Thrones, you kind of get the concept right off the bat. It's medieval fantasy, high medieval fantasy, nothing that we haven't seen before. The Witcher is definitely something that is different. So I think comparing it to Game of Thrones is a little bit on the side. I mean, fair, a little bit out there. But at the same time, it's one of those things where I think they should adapt the video games. I think it's a mistake to not adapt the video games. People who know it, the people who are going to tell their friends about it, the people who are going to dive in are the gamers, are the fans of the franchise. And by ignoring that, never mind some questionable casting choices, at least in regards to Triss Marigold, don't know how the actress is going to play in that role. Not going to judge her just yet. But Yeah, she's traditionally a redhead. That's a whole thing in Hollywood right now too. But there we have it. I mean, they're not going to adapt the video games. They're going to adapt the books, and I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but I'm saying it's going to be a disappointment to a fair amount of fans. And if Henry Cavill ends up sticking around for a long period of time and becomes a producer on the show, he may have enough clout with Netflix, with the production company, in order to get that Wild Hunt adaptation. And I hope one day we actually do get to see it, as it is a fantastic story. And CD Projekt Red put their heart and soul into it, and I think that's what fans want to see adapted more than the source material directly. Now, I could be wrong, and if I am, please let me know down in the comments below. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. If you haven't already, check out the Facebook group. That's facebook.com/groups/3 Buck Theater. Hit me up on there, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.